Greetings LEGO fans! I'm fresh back from the LEGO store because today, November 15th, was the launch date for Ecto-1. Kit number 10274 at 2,352 pieces, and I'm not even going to all the reasons that I'm excited about this kit because it's Ghostbusters, it's Ecto-1, and I really think that's enough said. But one thing I do want to say is this is the Ecto from the up-and-coming Ghostbusters Afterlife movie, and as such, there's a few cosmetic changes. But there's one that I'm not going to apply, and that's those rust stickers. Because even though it's more accurate to the film, I want my Ecto to be shiny, and that's really my choice. And now, I'm really looking forward to building this. So, let's get this unboxed so I can get this all underway. If you're a child of the 80s, like I am, then this kit's going to be very nostalgic for you. Otherwise, if you're watching this video, you must either be a general Ghostbusters fan or a LEGO fan. In either case, this kit is not going to disappoint you. From back to front and every angle between, Ecto is pleasing to the eye and with great details throughout. So let's have a closer look, starting in the front, where the first thing we see, very prominently in bright yellow, is the Ecto-1 license plate. This is just beneath the grille, which is beautifully detailed with about 50 of these little roller skates just stacked on top of each other, creating this lovely textured effect. On either side is flanked by the headlights. On the bottom, I believe these are fog lights. And then coming up to the hood, where right in the center we have the little Cadillac logo. And just behind that, a little bit to the left, we have this little textured zone. I'm not sure what this is about, but this is just the smallest of the changes that we'll see between this Ecto and the one we know from the 80s. Opening the hood, you find pretty much everything you'd expect to find under here. In the front left, you have a little battery with the black and red terminals with electrical wires leading to the back. Radiator just beside that with this little cap on top. Just behind, you can see the pulleys and the timing belt, and that's all of course connected to the big blue Cadillac engine. Coming down the driver's side of the car, Ecto's looking sleek and clean, without those ugly rust stickers. On the door, we've got the iconic Ghostbusters logo, featuring the Ghost Moogie. Coming back a little bit, there's a handle for a second door, but there's actually no door here, which makes sense when you see the interior a little bit later on. Then we come to the ladder and blue tubes that head up to the roof of the car, which in this movie have been moved over to the left side, as they used to be located on the right. And now in the back, this is actually my favorite section. We have these gorgeous red fins with these sweet looking taillights that have a lot of this really nice detailing of their own. And this is all coming out of this white zone, which is just gently sloping down. And the construction techniques they used to make this was actually I found to be very interesting. If you get this kit, and I really hope you do, I'm sure you're really going to enjoy this part of the build. Coming back up to the driver's side door, when you open it, it has a really nice solid feel and a realistic range of motion. This is because it's using that 4-hinge design. 2 on the outside stacked on top of each other, and 2 on the inside linked together. On the interior, we find the steering wheel, a little gauge, a good sized dash, and 1 pedal, because who needs brakes? Flipping it around to the other side and opening the passenger side door, we find a little tape deck, because this is an old school car, and some kind of device just above that. I'm pretty sure it's a Ghostbusters aftermarket edition. Next up, opening up the rear passenger door, and pressing this nicely concealed button on the driver's side, you can extend the gunner seat, which does a full 180 flip as it comes out, taking its passenger from a rear-facing position to facing forward, where he can grab the little proton-packl gun, which is clipped right to the side of the chair, and is ready to go because it's connected to the proton-packl, which is built into the back of the seat. Pretty great. Pushing it back in and getting a look at the inside, we can see that there's seating for 3 in here, all facing each other, which is great for a social setting, so long as none of the passengers have long legs. Moving a little further in, just to the left of the gunner seat and behind the driver, we have this box labeled R.T.V. I don't know what this is about, but I have a theory, which we'll come to a little bit later. Coming around to the back, we of course find another one of those Ecto-1 license plates, as expected, but opening up the back, we don't find that pull-out tray of proton-packs we had in the previous movies. First thing we see here is a giant trap on the floor, which we'll get back to in a minute. Over on the right side, we've got a clock, a gauge, and what looks to me like some kind of computer. And over on the left, we have what looks to me like it could be a portable ecto-containment unit, allowing our Ghostbusters to go out and trap more ghosts because they can empty their traps on the fly. Now, as to that trap, at the back of the vehicle, to the left of the door, if you pull back on the gas cap, you release this little wheeled trap, which I think is the R.T.V, possibly the remote trap vehicle, or something like that. I don't know too much about it, it's clearly a trap. Is it remote controlled, or is it autonomous? I guess we'll find out. Now up to the roof, where first, at the front and back, we have the blue emergency vehicle lights, 4 round ones that flash, and 4 rectangular ones that have the spinning lights. We've got this long green tube, which I have no idea what it is, but it must be something electrical by the sticker on it. These 2 yellow canisters filled with some kind of pressurized gas. Towards the back, we have the clear radar dish. The tall one is some kind of spectral analyzer. We want the long red tubes as the sniffer. And over in the front, the clear circular light doubles as a steering mechanism, not only making the wheels turn, but also turning the steering wheel simultaneously for that extra bit of fun. And this makes it a lot more easy to play with, because if you're going to drive this thing around, there's no way you're going to reach your hands in here and actually grab the steering wheel. It's just too tight, you're not going to fit. But having the steering mechanism up here on the top makes it easy to drive and fun to play with. And to add a little extra animation to the mix, the right rear wheel has some mechanical linkage on it, coming on up to the radar dish, which makes it spin, and the sniffer, which has this lovely sweeping back and forth motion. And finally, we have this little 2-piece plus sticker built for a bag of stay-puft marshmallows, which to me means at some point we're going to see an old Ray toasting marshmallows over the campfire, as he used to love doing as a kid. With the features all covered, I gotta say that this kit scores well across the board. As a play kit, it's not the greatest, but it is definitely fun to be had here. It's a lot of fun to roll around. I know as I was playing with it, I certainly had a lot of the old school Ghostbusters siren going in my head, and that was just great. As a display piece, this kit's just phenomenal. It stands out from across the room, it's very recognizable, it barely even looks like Lego, you actually have to get a closer look at it to see the studs in most cases, and it has a healthy number of extra features that are fun to show off, so top marks for sure. And as to the pieces, if you can take this one apart, which if you've watched my previous videos, you'll know that's definitely not going to be me. There's actually a really nice assortment of pieces in here. Good Technics pieces for building of frames, small pieces for the detailing, larger pieces for the construction, and I found this new piece, piece 6314192. According to Bricklink, it's only been available in a few sets that were released quite recently, so new piece in here. That's pretty cool. I think there's also a lot of potential fun to be had here with modding this one. Certainly I'm going to see a lot of people that are going to return this one back to the original movie format. I've already seen one that's been modified to be in Scooby-Doo's Mystery Machine van colors. And it's only a matter of time before someone put monster truck tires on this. I mean, why not? It is, after all, Lego, and you're only limited by your imagination.